related to none of the stuff on my channel, but yeah, I want to talk about this. It's crazy, right? E3. E3 used to be synonymous with some good memories that I used to have about gaming. Um, had fun with it and everything else, but it was never really. You can sense that E3 was on its way out because a lot of gamers were disenfranchised, especially myself, was with the hype that came along with E3. I mean, every single game came out, they would go based on hype. I don't get hype for games anymore. Um, I think the last good gaming generation was the PlayStation 3. The PlayStation 3 was the best generation that I ever took part in. Those games were just fucking amazing. And I will never forget those catalogs of games that I had. Now, no, that's not say that I don't have. I have more PlayStation 3 games than I ever have for PlayStation 4 games, and I can literally go down the list. I have about close to nearly 100 PlayStation 3 games, and I don't even know. I think I got 40 or close to 40 games. I think 40. Yeah, let me just count. Let me count. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18, 19, 20, 21. So I probably got like about 30 or 40. Close to 30 or 40. Maybe 30 or 40 PlayStation 3 games. I mean PlayStation 4 games. And I'll count my digital games too. But it's pretty much I got the same games that I had on my PS3 that I got on my PS4. I just got them remasters and cheap. Um, I got. This is the thing. Gaming is not what it used to be. I'm gonna say it right now. The monetizations, the broken games, the glitches, all in the games. They take. It was horrible. Of 2021, no 2021, no 2022, no 2022 to 2021 with Watchdog Legion. I go back and try to play that game. I can't even finish it. Why? Because I know it was a half baked bullshit put together game. It feels like it was an MMO. And when they gave you characters to play with, they gave them absolutely no character. That's why Watch Dogs 2 is probably the best Watch Dogs in Watch Dogs gaming. Um, it's a lot of blunders like that in the generation of PS4. I don't really give a shit about PlayStation 5. I had the money to get a PlayStation 5, couldn't get one because it was too hard to get a fucking console. To me, bringing out the PlayStation 5 in the middle of a pandemic was a fucked bad idea. Now I see PlayStation 5 boxes in the store, and it's like, okay, you got PlayStation 5s. I got other shit that I got to do. I get a PlayStation 5 later on. All of this shit has now became money driven and not fun driven. Not saying that I'm not having fun with some of the games I got. You know, I'm rocking with the Resident Evil 5. I mean Resident Evil 4 remake. I'm about to play Resident Evil 2 remake and play Resident Evil PlayStation. I mean play Resident Evil Village. Um, but that's sharp. That's like I don't know because year after year after year, my mind is becoming more and more duller on some games. Right? every year I play Dishonored games. And even this year, like last year, I couldn't even finish. I felt some type of way on Watch Dogs 2, and that was my go-to game to feel good, or not feel good, but to like lighten up the my gaming schedule. You know, sometimes you play a game to like boost your mentality, your gaming mentality, and even that game was hard to get through because I'm like, man, I'm not feeling it no more. You know, um, like I said before, there's the games that I'll be getting sparks in, and I'll be destroying those games. But right now, I'm more into like my TV shows and movies and whatever. I just finished. I got one more movie to watch with the. This is my first time watching the Hunger Games, and I'm watching along with the Purge, which is a good combination. I'm combining certain movies. I saw a couple military movies that I didn't see 10 years ago, or whatever. I didn't know how many movies that I actually missed, which was a good thing because the series are finished and done, and I can just watch them. Um, E3 was bound to die. Sony doesn't want to deal with them. Xbox don't have anything. They don't want to deal with them. Nintendo don't want to deal with them. They put the power. All three companies put the power into the gamers' hands, where they will make a game and just put a demo out and then show us through YouTube. We don't need a big event no more. They don't need to pay this event no more. E3 had its E3 had its time, and it's not needed no more. I remember when I used to wait for E3 the games to come out. I was like, oh my god, E3 this, E3 that. And then I remember now all the games that I got let down that made me not maybe just get disappointed in this generation. The ultimate games that made me get disappointed in this generation was before the pandemic was Kingdom Hearts 3. That was a game that everybody waited for, including myself, that took almost 10 something years to develop. It was a shit game. Then they gave us a DLC that was just it was a shit DLC. Um Dying Light 2 was a fucking massive disappointment. To the point where it was like they lied to us. And then the last game of the generation was Last of Us Part 2. That game was a big fucking letdown. Mind you, that game came out in the middle of the 2020 riots. While I was playing the game, I was hearing niggas blowing up ATM machines, busting out windows and all types of shit. It was good for the time. Well, every time I go back to playing that, I feel like if it was just Last of Us Part 1, I'll be okay with it. The only reason why I go and play that game is because the technology in that game is fucking fantastic. The gore in that game is crazy. The way it looks in the game is crazy. The stealth in the game is crazy. The scenarios in that game is crazy. But I would never play. I don't think I'll ever play with Abby again. I always play with uh Ellie, and that's it. I only play with her. And the execution of that shit really kind of shows why a lot of people don't fuck with E3 anymore. Gamers got exhausted from getting hyped for games that they got let down with. Like I said, the last great gaming generation was the PlayStation 3. The PlayStation 3 era, an Xbox, whatever, I forgot what it was at the time. Like I said, I'm not outgrowing gaming. I'm just smarter to the fact that I can look inside of a game just like I'm red pill aware. I'm red pill enlightened. Um, I'm already at the highest level when it comes to my gaming. I look at directors. I look at the technology in the game. I look at the AI. I look at more than the visuals in the game, and then you see exactly how they put together a game and how they didn't really. They half baked games. They half baked games. So a lot of people got sick and tired of being played with when it come down to games. And like I said, really won't miss E3. They had great memories, but I really don't think it's needed anymore. PlayStation got PlayStation what Connect or whatever it's called. Xbox got their little thing they showcase. Capcom have their own showcase. They showed Resident Evil when they needed to show Resident Evil and gave us a demo. We don't have to. And the one thing about, I think that the gaming side, I think gaming is trying to get back to the community. Is that how they could give us demos a lot faster through our favorite companies than E3 ever did. I think E3 was holding back the demos so we don't play it so we can get hyped for games. Artificially hyping games up that really wasn't going to do that well or wasn't finished. And we got to play games 3 or 4, at least 3 weeks before release. You know, the people played um Resident Evil demo before the game came out because Capcom wanted to show all the new features in the game. I didn't play it. I really wasn't interested in Resident Evil 4. Only reason why I got Resident Evil 4 remake is because it was on my birthday, and I said, "Hey man, I gotta get something for my birthday." I got it, and then I got some other games with them. So, um, we got drained of the hype. A lot of gamers don't care about E3 no more. Um, to me, it was a good spot. It was a good selection. It was a good. It had a good run, but at the same time, I really don't care about it no more. Um, yeah, that's all I got. Well, let me go back to the memories of E3. Right, I remember Infamous. I remember what was it? Ghost Recon Wildlands, and when they lied about that, uh, I played the games. Wildlands is still a better, superior game than Breakpoint, and I probably have to get around playing Breakpoint, even though the shit is trash. I try to find the good in that game, even though I should never got that game on digital, but it was cheap, so um uh there's a couple things. I just put this together, but there's a lot of E3 moments that I loved. You know, The Last of Us when it was still in the oven, Uncharted when it was still in the oven, uh, Assassin's Creeds. You know, I love the annual Assassin's Creeds. Waiting for the annual Assassin's Creeds. That was the most funnest time ever because you was like, oh, Assassin's Creed. It was like an episodic. Them releasing Assassin's Creed every year was like an episodic thing. It was like a yearly thing around. It was kind of like Call of Duty. Until Call of Duty got dragged, and it got dragged waiting for Call of Duty, and finally, basically I left Call of Duty alone for almost like 5 6 years. Um, Same thing with Assassin's Creed. I haven't played a newer Assassin's Creed. I bought Unity. I think it was on sale for like $10. So I didn't even buy Unity back in the day on PlayStation 4. Um, but E3 has some great moments, especially when I lived back in my old neighborhood, and it was fun back in the day. But E3 ain't shit no more. Metal Gear Solid 5, when they had that coming out, it was a lot of games they showed at E3. But that's all. Also, there's a lot of games that they showed without E3. From God of War Ragnarok, from Horizon Zero Dawn, Horizons of Forbidden West. Every company can push their own game out there without E3 now, and whenever they want. Some lies, some don't. But E3 was a tradition, old tradition that pretty much got phased out by technology. Is it sad? No. To me, you miss the annualness of it, the kind of annual or yearly annual announcements, but at the same time, you kind of love the fact that you get these spontaneous events from PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo, because you can have a down day and they'll show a game that brighten your day up, and they'll show you, they just delivered a demo to you. You can just play it. And be like, oh, the demo is just on here right now. You can play 15 minutes of the game or whatever. Like, oh, let me go play this game real quick. You can't do that when E3 was around. They deliver games faster to people now because they know they got to make up for the stuff that they did in PlayStation 4 ever. Like I said, PlayStation 4, we get PlayStation 4 had some of the best graphics, best stories, pushing the technology past this point. I was loving it, but it was kind of surface based, and E3 is surface based. It's unneeded. But hey, this ain't my normal pulse. Rest in peace, E3, man. We had good memories, but just like everything in life, we moved on.